Hello everyone. Hi and welcome. My name is Helena. I'm from Gink Design and I'm a brand ambassador for Aussie Decor Transfers, and you're watching live on the Aussie Decor Transfer page, where today I'm going to be showing you how to work with our self-adhesive decoupage papers. The one I'm working with today is called Snowy. Beautiful, beautiful image. Beautiful white horse, and I am doing it on a little bedside cabinet for my nieces, Evie and Shifra, because they do have a horse that looks just like Snowy. So I thought it would be a lovely wee treat for them. When you come on, say hi. Hi, Judy. Just to let me know that you're here and that you can hear me and see me, because some days you can't hear me or see me, and that is definitely user error. So yes, our Snowy, the measurements are going across the screen. It is 594 millimeters by 420 millimeters, and this is self-adhesive decoupage. So it has a film on the back, and when you pull the film down, then the back of the image has glue on it, and you just slowly work your way down the piece. To use the self-adhesive, you'll need one of these blue tools. This is Aussie Decor Transfer. They sell these blue tools, so when you're purchasing your self-adhesive decoupage paper, you should also throw one of these in your basket. You'll only need to buy one or two in a lifetime, unless you're like me and your dog likes to chew them. So you might have to buy more than one. But honestly, they are fantastic for our self-adhesives, but they're also brilliant for our new luxe papers, for a flawless, smooth, wrinkle, crinkle-free finish. Say that, that's a mouthful. Say that 3 times. So you will need this, and then the other thing you will need when you're using our self-adhesives is a very sharp knife to, when you're going in and out of drawers, and you're just going to need something very sharp, so you do a clean cut, and you don't hack at it and leave like saw marks. So that's all you need, and we will get started very shortly. Am I frozen? I think maybe I am frozen. So I'm going to turn this one off and just stick to the main one. What I will show you before I do that is a little hack. So if you are having problems, if you have, say you have arthritis, poor mobility, and you're having problems getting this released, this is a little hack. So just get your tape, any tape, and 2 pieces, one at the front of your image, and then get another piece onto the back. I'm going to see comments in a minute. I can see there's people on. Thank you so much. So this is just a wee hack. So your tape at the front, your tape at the back of the paper, and then when you peel your tape away, it should start to, see, and it starts to, do you see? And it was down there. I'll do it again. So when you pull your tape apart, it will release, and you will have, see those 2 wee tabs. So that's a great wee hack for anyone, as I say, you just can't seem to get it started, which will probably be me today. So I will just take this one off, and you'll get a bigger view of the piece. So here we are. The piece is just a little bedside. I have all my chalk paints beside me. If we have time, I'm going to do a bit of painting. If not, I'll add a bit of texture. But we'll just see how we go. You'll have a bird's eye view, so hopefully you'll be able to see everything quite clearly. The first thing we do is, when you're using these self-adhesives, just say pull it apart and then fold the backing down. Do this the whole way across. Fold the backing down, and that gives you a little bit of a handle. say Snowy comes in the A2 size. Snowy does not come in A1, although we're bringing out new products all the time, so I need to check that that hasn't changed. So you can see how easy it was when I was using this 2-tab, the 2 bits of tape method, how easy it was to get that started. Now this is going to be your handle. That you do have a bit of wiggle room when you're working with these. So that's what you do. You start off with your little handle and then you measure it up to where you want it to be. Make sure it's straight. And once you're happy with the placement, then push it down. Now there is a little overhang at each side, so I might make incisions and wrap it around, or I might cut that off. So what you do then, if you're happy with it, get your blue tool and you work down. There is some texture on these drawers, which is perfectly fine. So I'm going to go in and out of the texture. So that first bit is down. There's no wrinkles. If there's any wee wrinkles or air bubbles, you just push them out with your blue tool. Just push them out. These are quite robust. You can put quite a bit of pressure to get the air bubbles out. I'm just going to check. Hi Barbara. Hi Tracy. Hi Jodie. Hi Primrose. Hi Karen. Thank you all ladies for joining me. So then what you do is flip it over. Can you see? Hope you can see me what I'm doing. So it's good to look. Yeah, and you know what? The little girls will just love it. So you grab this bit. This is your handle. So you grab that with one hand and you put your blue tool the other side, and then you pull the back off, and at the same time you push down. Oh, got a wee bit of tape stuck, sorry. At the same time you push down from the front with your blue tool. So you're pulling the paper off the back, and at the same time you're pushing down the front. These are that's why I have my chalk paints out. I have my chalk paints out because sometimes I do these too quickly, because I'm so used to them now. I'm so used to just doing them the right way up. Do you know what I didn't check, girls? I didn't check that my drawers are in the right way up. Wouldn't that be hilarious? But I think they are. But I didn't check, but I think they are. Let's all light a candle for Helena's drawers. Make sure they're all the right way up. So when I'm coming down over the drawers, so I'm just at the bottom of the first drawer. So I'm pushing this down, just making sure there's no air bubbles. So I think you can see from that angle that there's no crinkles, no air bubbles, no wrinkles. So then we just keep pulling, just pulling with this hand and then pushing at the same time this. So here we are at the fold, at the where the drawers meet. So I'm just pushing in there, and then I'm going to just push up and come over the top of the second drawer. Now, as you notice, this is on its back on my work table, because it is easier, I think, to do. Now, sometimes for the purposes of demonstration, you know, I would do it sort of up, but that's usually where things go wrong for me. So that's why it's on its back. I'll flip it around at the very end so you can see. And I'll do a wee close-up as well at the end, so you can also see how good a finish these papers are. So there's a film on top of them. They do feel like a soft vinyl, but they're very, very thin, very, very thin. What you have is just a piece of decoupage paper. Right, now there's a wrinkle because I'm talking, so I just lift it back up, pull it back up, and push it down with the blue tool. So you do have a little bit of play time, not much, but you do have a little bit of play time. So you just take your time and you just do that action of pulling from behind and pushing from the front. And then I'm going to take my scalpel and cut in and show you how to do that around the drawers. And then I'm also going to extend Snowy the whole way to the bottom of this wee cabinet, past the drawers and onto the bottom plinth. because I think it'll look great like that, instead of cutting it. So we're now over both drawers. You work from the middle. You work from the middle and push any air bubbles out to the side. So I'm going over the bottom drawer and onto the bottom plinth, and I'm still, it's the same principle. I'm just pulling the backing off, and at the same time I'm pushing the self-adhesive down. Now, because there is 2 bits of wood coming here, I'll push this up a bit so you can see. There's 2 bits of wood here. So I'm going to get my scalpel. It's actually like wallpapering. If anybody has wallpapered and you've went in and out around plug sockets, this is sort of the same thing. So I'm just going to get my scalpel if I can remember where I put it, after showing everybody my cool scalpel. So just come down, and as I said, it's just like wallpapering. So that's the backing off. How quick was that? That's very quick. I think these are our quickest products. They're definitely quicker than the dry rub. And then I'm just going to cut down. Hold on. Find the scalpel. Yeah! Find the scalpel. So I'm going to go in here, and it's just like wallpapering. And I'm going to make a wee incision this way and a wee incision to the side. The way you would do it, say if you're wallpapering and you're going over plug sockets. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to find where that wee line is. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, says she, because it's not perfect. And now they've got them wee incisions made. I'm going to push down here, and it should go down over the plinth, and it should bend around. Push it in with your blue tool, and then smooth it out. So there's a wee tiny bit of air. Just lift that up, smooth it out that way. And that's us. We are very nearly finished. And then I'm going to cut around the doors or the drawers and show you that. And just fixing this wee bit. So then, anytime you make an incision into these self-adhesives, anytime you make a cut or you cut around something, you must seal. You must seal where you've cut with polyvine. Right, the whole face of Snowy does not need to be sealed, but the edges and any incisions that I make will need to be sealed. When you run around it with polyvine, it just creates a seal. So I'm going to go in and do the top drawer. So I'm just running the scalpel right along, and right out the other. And then again at the bottom, where the bottom drawer is, I'm just running the scalpel right across the bottom. I'll take this wee bit off, I think. I'll take this wee bit off. I can always put that there, and I can always put that there. So now let's say we have cut. Oh, I have a frozen. Hi Amber, thanks for joining. I wonder, have I frozen people? Tell me if I'm frozen or if I'm still moving, because I think my camera has just seized. Alright, so I'm pushing the self-adhesive. See, in the corners, you need to make a wee incision in the corners. As I said, it's like wallpapering. Well, it looks now as if I'm going 90 miles an hour, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is, hey, I'm really not doing this. Like, I'm not going that fast. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to add this one, and I'm going to add this back in. Right. Hey people, so you're now on the laptop camera. Sure, it wouldn't be a Helena, it wouldn't be a Gink Live without some sort of drama. So right, so you now you can see, right. Sure, it was not great fun. Dun, 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 dun. I thought we were all at a disco. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? StreamYard, what's happening with you? So I'm just doing the corners. I'll get you in for a wee close-up of the corners. Right, so here we are. Oh my god, a real close-up of me, isn't it? Ooh. So I've had to unplug the camera. So what I'm doing is, see at the corners, it's as if I'm wallpapering, and I'm making a wee tiny incision at the corner, so I can push the paper around. Now these papers cannot be stretched because, as I said, they're just an ordinary decoupage paper under this, so it cannot be stretched. Even though you might think, oh, you maybe just stretch it around. So no, if you stretch this paper around, if you stretch the paper around something, as I say, if you pull it and stretch it, it's going to want to bounce back because it's not made to stretch. So that's why I'm taking the scalpel and I'm making little cuts for the corners the way you would wallpaper around a plug socket. And now I'm just going to find the bottom of my drawers, and I'm just going to run the scalpel, so I can get the scalpel in, and run the scalpel along it and remove the side bit. And that will be one drawer done. Yeah. And then we'll do the next drawer, and then that will be it. So as I said, the thing to remember is not to try and stretch these, because it's not stretchy paper, even though you might think it would be because of the feel of it, but it's not. It's just paper that has a satin finish film over it. You're so awesome, and this is looking good. Oh, thank you, Amber. What time of the day is it for you? Is it like crazy time? Or is it right? So now I'm lifting the drawer. I hope you can see. Well, you can see between the two cameras. I'm lifting the drawer, and I'm not stretching the paper. I'm just pushing the paper over the top of the drawer and over the bottom. I'm not stretching it because that would create, in a few days, the paper would pull back if you try and stretch it and push it somewhere that doesn't want to go. Right, what are we do now? Oh yeah, another drawer. Right, where I'm going to set you. I have to set you lovely people. Oh, noon, happy days. It's not maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. Right, so I'm going to get a wee table. I'm going to purchase on a wee table. And I will be writing a strongly worded email to StreamYard. And I will be saying, dear StreamYard, we might like to party, but we don't like a rave when we're trying to do a wee bit of self-adhesive decoupaging, do we now, StreamYard? Right, so I'm going to lift you out of this one. I'm just going to show you. So this is the bottom of the drawer. Going around the side. So I made a wee incision, remember, just to paper around the sides, and then I'm going across the top. And you don't stretch, but you just push that in. And then, so it's looking quite good, isn't it? So I'm just going to do the same with this top one. Just going to do the same with this top one. I'm going to make a wee incision where the corners of the drawers are, because as I said, it's just like your wallpapering. I'm just cutting this excess off the side. And I'll do the same at this side. He's all right. that here. Very good. Oh, right. So again, this corner, you can see if I try to shove that around, in a few days that will actually pop back up. So you just cut it, make a wee incision, and then fold it without stretching, fold it around like you're wallpapering around a plug socket. And that, so just pushing with the blue tool. Hold on, that was my wet one. So I'm just pushing with the blue tool, just make sure where I have cut, where I have went in around the edges, just making sure all those are stuck. So just pushing them down before I come in with my polyvine to seal all the little incisions that I made. So thank you. I'm just taking the drawer out. I'm going across this, just making sure it's tight and it's sealed. And there's a wee bit that needs trimmed, so I'll just trim that off. Oh, go that way. Always cut away from yourself, isn't that what they tell you? And then my polyvine, my water-based sealer, and just put it onto a plate. A wee sponge, and I'm just going to go around the edges. All the wee cuts that I made, I'm just going to go around the edges and make sure they're sealed. And remember the bottom of the drawer as well, because I made a cut there. Pop that back in. Pardon me for the banging. I'll take this one out and do the same. So I just make a seal right around, and anywhere that I cut, like down at the bottom, down at the bottom here and along the sides. But you don't have to seal the entire piece, because the entire piece is covered in a film, in a protective satin finish film. So you actually you only need to seal any cuts that you've made, any incisions. Guys, I'm just trimming the wee corners. And then when this is dry, when this polyvine is dry, you can just then, if you want to paint it in. So I'm just trimming this wee bit untidy. If you want to paint it in, then you just paint away with your chalk paints, with your mineral paints. So that, ladies and ladies, was Snowy, the self-adhesive, party-loving raver of a horse. I don't know what was happening with that camera. It was like, going insane faithless. And I will continue to work on this as per usual. What I will do is I will paint, I'll paint, I don't know, see, I like this light blue. This light blue, it is Savannah Mist. Savannah Mist, it's a grey blue, but I liked it, so I put that on as the base. But I am going to blend her in, and I'm going to do a bit of crackle. We were talking about crackle last night, so I looked out all my crackles. I have this Annie Sloan 2-part crackle, and I also have polyvine crackle glaze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Annie Sloan 2-part crackle on the top, because my friend, hey Carrie Rose, my friend showed me last night. My friend showed me last night how to get a really, really effective crackle. So I'm going to give the Annie Sloan 2-part a go, and then on the sides I'm going to give the Polyvine Crackle a go, because a different friend said that that's the one he used. If you go to your page, it's amazing. I use Annie Sloan and Dixie Belle. Well, I have Dixie Belle there, and I have Annie Sloan over there, but I'm actually very low on my Annie Sloan, so I don't have all the colours that I would like or I would need. And I just couldn't be arsed mixing in a bucket, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my Dixie Bells. I'm going to use caviar. I'm going to use fluff on top of the caviar, and hopefully that's what where I'm going to get my crackle. I also have some metallic pastes. I'll be adding a little bit of texture to Snowy's mane. Yeah, hold on, I'm going to move this again. So Snowy's mane here has lovely hair, and her bridle is just asking, I think, for a little bit of texture. Carrie Rose, you missed the party. You actually missed the party. There was a party with the camera, Carrie Rose, that you've missed. So if there's any questions about our self-adhesives, what I do want to tell you is there is a competition running in our creative club. So the Aussie Decor transfers, we have 2 new transfer packs. One's Cacti and one is Fabulous Fuchsia. You must use one of those products and submit an entry, and you can win 120 Aussie dollars worth of product, which is fantastic. And the brand ambassadors and content creators judge them. The winner then gets put in all our socials. It's a great opportunity for a small business. So yeah, don't forget about the competition in the creative club. I'm going to move my crackle off Snowy, and I'm just going to zoom these across the front of her, and you can see these images are fantastic, and they're so quick and easy. You can see in between the drawers where I cut, and then sealed with polyvine, sealed with your varnish. As I said, my 2 nieces, Shifra and Evie, have a horse who looks just like Snowy. So this is their wee bedside cabinet for their bedroom, and they're going to be delighted, hopefully, when they get it back. So, hey sisters. So if there's nothing else, no other questions, I will. Hi, Caroline. My friend Liz uses them and has done quite well. She's very talented. I'm proud of her. Oh, very good. I will say the self-adhesives do take a little bit of skill. So you must keep going back, making sure. At the minute, I cannot see any air bubbles, but that's not to say I haven't missed a wee tiny spot somewhere. So that's my advice for, just keep going back and checking them every hour. So just make sure nothing, you haven't missed anything, because once these stick, they really stick. You can hardly get them off again, trust me. I put one on upside down on my wardrobe, and I couldn't get it back off. Like it was, it had to be sanded off. Okay, everyone. I'm going to take off 2. There's 2 of me. I don't like having 2 of me. I really like having 1. So, there you go. Right, any questions about the self-adhesives? If not, I'm going to go and lie down in a dark room and take 2 paracetamol and wonder what I did to the universe to deserve my party camera. And don't tell Deb. Maybe she won't watch this one. Nobody tell the boss. She'll maybe just not see this. So thanks, everyone. I will see you here next Sunday, where I'm doing something, but for the life of me, cannot think of what, because my head's spinning now. Yeah, just keep calm, carry on. Right, everyone. See you next Sunday. Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.